Hey, what if surrender more, forgive more, love more is actually terrible spiritual advice for some people? Those lessons can help one person mature while teaching someone else to keep abandoning themselves. Welcome back, gamers, to the Respawn Soul. I'm Sharon, and I talk about spirituality in relation to gaming. One of my concerns with a lot of spiritual teachings is that you have a lot of men that are mature that accidentally are teaching their women followers how to stay in their immature, giving them permission to stay immature unintentionally. So let me explain. All right, so you got my graph here. So men tend to evolve from a place of selfish sovereignty, um, control, the rebellious no, pushing back, that kind of stuff, to a place of service to others where they bring safety. Think knight in shining armor, that kind. Alpha males. I have known men that have tried to play this role. This one guy I'm thinking of, he always called himself the big dog. Definitely was not. He kept acting from a place of control, which is actually more up here. And he wanted people to respect him because he said so instead of earning it. Um, I have never taken men at their word. And I don't mean don't listen. This is not a disrespect thing. But pay attention to their actions. That's a stronger indicator of who they are. Men tend to have some differences in their dopamine reward system. Than women do, which is heavily involved in action, pursuit, and motivation. Um, and all these biochemical systems are in both men and women. Okay, I'm talking about average sex differences and how some of these systems are expressed and interact. Okay, don't come at me about that. But men are known for mostly the vasopressin. This is the loyalty hormone. This is I will go and fight for my kingdom hormone. Okay. Um, and they are more motivated out of a need for respect and being needed. Versus a mature woman evolves from a place of service to others, place of cooperation. This brings about conditions of people pleasing, meekness, highly emotionally reactiveness, that kind of stuff. And they grow into a place of sovereignty, not aggressiveness, um, assertiveness. Where they can say no, requiring someone to keep their word, and that there will be consequences, such as they will lose respect for that person instead of just ignoring the behavior, that kind of thing. Biochemically, women are more motivated by the oxytocin system. There's more rewards happening in their brains for it. That's why they're more likely to want bonding and cuddling stuff. And they end up, because of this, they end up valuing ideas of safety and consistency more than what men do. I mean, everyone wants all this stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're more motivated. Okay. And when you don't feel safe internally, spirituality can become another way of trying to manufacture external safety. That's where I think some people get overly dependent on things like protection charms, crystals, constantly cleansing themselves, anything that makes them feel, okay, now I'm protected, that stuff. By having mature people on both sides, they actually help each other out. So a mature man who brings safety is going to make the woman the motivation of feeling safety helps them, versus a woman who is requiring a man to keep his word through his actions is ultimately going to have where he honestly feels respected and he feels needed. Okay, they all play on each other. By teaching the love stuff and not accepting the darknesses and masculine parts of themselves, these women, they stay in this volatile state of immaturity, and then they are confused, thinking that they are following this mature man. And that means that the rest of the world needs to be less masculine because they're basically projecting, right? They're getting mad at the parts of themselves that they are not accepting. And this messes the whole thing up. And I do want to emphasize that I do not blame the teachers for this. I do follow quite a few of them, and I am grateful for their teachings, but it is something to be aware of. The teacher may be teaching the lesson that matured him, while some of his followers actually needed the complementary lesson. A man who overcomes ego, aggression, selfishness, hyper-independence may sincerely teach surrender, love, forgiveness, service, releasing control, all of that, because those are the lessons he needed to hear. But someone whose shadow self is abandonment hears surrender more, love more, be more loving, don't judge. And that can be, she uses spirituality to avoid developing boundaries, which ultimately is not healthy for her. This is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. This game actually makes me a little uncomfortable. I grew up watching Voyager with my whole family. In the game, though, you can completely derail the original story. Main characters can die, and the mission just keeps going. So, I'm about to go to a mission. Yes, Center mission. So, like, this mission, it's Kazon stuff, right? So if you know anything about Voyager, Kazon are a big thing in season 1. One of the main persons is Chakotay here. Well, Chakotay can die. And in a previous map, I've actually gone and somebody, like Tom Paris, will step up in the role. It's like, what? It's not something we kind of want to talk about, but it happens, right? The roles happen. Like, people fill in the roles, and if you're ready to and you're capable of, you can step into it. The situations are still going to be there. So, like, a mature guy doesn't have to be nice all the time, because sometimes situation calls for him to prioritize himself and become dangerous and protect things, right? So a woman, yeah, she should be mature, but it doesn't mean you're giving up being cooperative and nice. That's not what I'm saying. But you should be able to step up and say no to things when it's appropriate. Like, you got the classic hero arc where, you know, they're training at the beginning, they get called to fight the dragon or whatever, and then they become the hero. Well, you can have like 20 different guys that are preparing to become heroes, that they're trying to be ready to fight the dragon or whatever it is. I mean, 5 of them might get distracted. 5 of them might, you know, fail completely or die along the way. 10 of them might actually get to, you know, go and fight the dragon. And some of them might have not been training or prepared as much as they should have. So there's some of them that are gone. The remaining ones, though, they only one person is going to take home the gold. So only one of them is actually going to succeed. But if that guy died or something, those other ones would be able to fill in and be in the role, right? If Chakotay dies on this, could Tom step up and handle the Kazon? Well, apparently, according to this game, yes. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about for tonight. Leave me some comments about your stories. If you want to talk about what ifs, I'm open to it. And thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.